Hello, legends anywhere, anytime. This is Zach of SomeDudePlays.com. Just some dude likes to play video games, and here we are on part 205 of Fire Emblem Three Houses Blue Lions. So today we're gonna start going through some more of these supports. So we'll make sure Dimitri, Annette, and Gilbert get done today, except for the ones with Byleth, and then we'll see what other ones we can look at doing, because we have a bunch for Linhart. Have a lot, so I'm trying to see who should not have. Yeah, it's just so many built up. Okay, so yeah, I think next I'll have Cyril done after. But let's talk to Didu and Dimitri and continue our exploration for this day.
Lord Rodrigue Fraldarius has passed on. Margrave Gautier has assumed his position and is now gathering the lords of the Eastern Territories. House Gautier is equal in prestige to House Fraldarius. Sylvain is a Gautier. These lords are reorganizing the Fargus army and eradicating any remaining factions that claim allegiance to the Empire. Of course, His Highness is being kept apprised with regular reports. But it falls to me to monitor him and ensure he does not try to take on too much.
That is really good. At least Dimitri has a great loyal aide. And I never realized how high up Sylvain's house was. Kind of makes his father seem a bit scummy with how they treated his older brother.
I would ask you to do the same. If you take your eyes off that man, even for a moment, he is liable to do something rash.
Hey. Okay, now time to talk to Dimitri here.
It was over 20 years ago. There was an illness raging across Fhirdiad, while people were dying left and right. It was Cornelia who saved the kingdom from that dreadful illness.
And there's the lie. She caused the dreadful illness. So I can't imagine it.
Neither can I. By the time I was old enough to understand, that time had already passed. People praised Cornelia as a saint for ending the epidemic. But there came a day when she completely changed. Her behavior, mannerisms, likes, dislikes, everything.
Okay, so that right there, the original Cornelia was a saint. The one that replaced her...
Despite all that, Father still appointed her to a high post. After all, she had saved the kingdom from ruin by that disease. But above all, my stepmother trusted her. That's why what that woman said is... Never mind.
There's a lot more truth. I have higher skills than Dimitri. Now that changes quite a bit there.
Okay.
And yeah, I checked that last video. We're in the Margrave's debt. And good old Raph is here.
We're gonna go help Claude? I haven't seen him in forever. Wonder how he's been. I chose this side because I believe in you, Professor. But it's not like I got anything against Claude.
Were you close?
Of course! Claude was the kind of person who would be instantly friends with anyone. I got no clue what'll happen to the Alliance, but I sure hope Claude doesn't die.
We will make sure of it. Oh, interesting. They even show that area grayed out on the map. Some of these changes are interesting. Okay, so before we have the chat with the best NPC in Fire Emblem history, in my mind from the games I played, let's do Dimitri and Annette's A+ support.
Your Highness, thank you for everything.
This is sudden. Why so formal? You are not about to tell me you intend to leave the army, are you?
Oh no, it's not that. I just had the chance to return to the capital on military business. It had really been a long time. Life's pretty hard there right now, but its old vitality seems to be returning bit by bit. if it wasn't for you, I'm sure things wouldn't be looking so promising. So...
Come now, no need to exaggerate. Do not forget that I abandoned them and fled once as well.
And you have to remember, there's hope and stability bought on by a great dynasty.
You had no choice. If you had remained in the capital, you would have been killed. If you keep thinking so dark and gloomy, you're gonna end up looking just like Father.
Blake Gilbert.
Annette, you probably do not realize, but over those 5 years, I took many lives. I slaughtered generals and officials alike with brutality you would scarcely think a human was capable of.
Well, you are the Boar Prince.
And as I have intensified my fight with the Empire, how many people have fallen in the capital? My hands are already dripping with blood. I cannot be forgiven.
You have to forgive yourself, buddy.
You really are a lot more like Father than I am. Before Father left us, he used to say similar things. I
Interesting.
don't want you to end up like him. So, I've been thinking, when this war is over, I was wondering whether I could help you with your work.
Support is one of the best things you can have when dealing with issues like that.
Of course, I don't know how much I'd be able to support a king.
What are you saying?
If I leave you to your own devices, you'll forget how to laugh. We can't have that. You won't be able to do what you have to do with such a miserable look on your face. So, if you'll have me, I'd like to stay by your side. If you're sad or suffering, I'll just starve you until you muster a smile.
Starve me?
Dimitri's already faced great starvation in his 5 years on the run.
Hey, you weren't supposed to laugh at that part. I thought a lot about this.
Sorry, I could not help myself.
Still pretty
Certainly
childish,
with you
Annette.
around, I will not have any cause to frown. By all means, join me, Annette. And never lose that sweet smile of yours.
Yes, I promise.
No, that is just cute.
Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report. Deirdre is known as the aquatic capital. It's a beautiful town with streets that seem to float on the water and an impressive harbor. In times of peace, it would be a wonderful place for a holiday. Anyway, best of luck in the next battle.
That guy is just a treasure trove of knowledge.
What?
Yeah, so I won't worry about these people.
Hey,
But I'll do shopping off screen.
We can't actually join you on the battlefield, but rest assured that we're there in spirit. We're doing everything we can to support the army, so give it your all out there.
No problem with that.
We took Fhirdiad back, but I never found the time to go shopping there.
Pity Hilda.
When the war's over and the city is revitalized, I'd like to visit again.
Really good
Will
plan.
you come with me, Professor?
All right.
Really? Oh, I'm so glad. Although, I suppose we have bigger things on our plate, like Claude. He's in big trouble. I bet my family is too. We have to help them, Professor. I know we can't lose with you on our side.
Yep, that great. Well, or Byleth is. But yeah, I kind of went and planned my route through everything, so instead of running around a bit haphazardly,
Hello.
I planned how I was going to go through everything.
Professor. What do you think?
Okay,
If you travel east from the Alliance and cross Fodlan's Throat, you enter the land of Almyra. House Goneril's territory touches the eastern border of the Alliance. They also have Lord Holst, the most valiant warrior in the Alliance. Tasked with keeping watch over the Almyrans' movements, he rarely leaves Goneril territory.
believe that's Hilda's father, maybe?
The Alliance leader is too demanding and the prince is too soft-hearted, don't you think? They spilled much of each other's blood at Gronder. I lost. Sorry. Everyone's seen.
Oh, I already checked that area. But yeah, I'm starting to realize kind of the best paths to go when looking after everything is Start into the cathedral, take the bridge, then take either the far right or the far left, and then just kind of go side to side through there.
Maybe.
Let's talk to Leonie.
Guess this doesn't end with liberating the kingdom capital. Deirdre is next. That prince really works his people hard, doesn't he? Or should I be calling him a king now? Whatever the title is, he'll always be Dimitri to me.
He'll need people who think like that. Always take a quick glance at the classrooms. You never know what's hiding in them.
Didn't they used to call Claude the master tactician? I want a nickname too. Maybe I'll get one if I can rescue him at Deirdre. I'll come up with a plan that's even better than his and earn a nickname for sure.
Yep, maybe you will, maybe you won't. But that's Casper for everyone. Ooh, Marianne is right here.
I'm glad Dimitri and Claude don't have to fight one another. I am the daughter of an Alliance Lord, though, so I suppose that goes without saying. Having to fight with your former classmates is just so terribly sad.
Oh, it is. It's even worse that we caused the loss of one. Because I did not recruit him. But that's life. So, Dimitri and Gilbert.
What brings you here at this hour, and with sword in hand no less? Hardly the appropriate attire for prayer.
I am not here to pray to the goddess. I am here to atone for my sins.
I see.
You are your father's reflection. He was never skilled at deception either. Your demand that I take your life was sincere, no matter how you might pretend otherwise.
Now that's some interesting information.
How astute of you. So, you think you can see right through me, do you?
I watched over you from the day you were born. And that is why it pains me so to do this. It is like taking the life of my own son.
I am sorry
Wow.
to burden you with this, but you have my gratitude. Now, make it quick.
Dimitri, Gilbert is suckering you into something, and you're gonna fall for it, but probably get what you wish.
Yes.
You really are a cruel man.
You believe death will bring an end to your torment? That is nothing but an act of cowardice. No matter how difficult, no matter how painful, your duty to your people is to continue fighting.
Even if those who have died, the many whose lives I have taken, would rather see me dead?
Many pray for your death. However, there are far more who need you here. Alive. In Fargus, in the monastery, in this army, and here, standing before you, to serve you, to bear your torment alongside you. That, your highness, is my atonement.
Because Dimitri has kind of forgotten. While Gilbert was not there, he shares the same torment because he wasn't there.
Look at my hands.
And as Annette said, he's gone through the same thoughts for years.
They are shaking.
When I saw your sword swing before my eyes, for the first time, I did not wish to die. Many times I have felt that I cannot afford to die. But this was the first time I truly feared the prospect.
And that is really good.
Tell me, Gustav, is it really right for me to live?
It is, your highness. It truly is.
Thank you.
Finally, Dimitri is starting to get the will to live. He's basically been a ghost through these years, only living because he's had to, and now it looks like he might choose to live for himself.
I went to visit my adoptive father at his home in the capital. He used to grovel at Cornelia's feet when the city was under her control. But after it was liberated, he started courting the kingdom instead.
That's despicable.
Absolutely. He's hopeless. I suppose when you're a merchant, that's all you know. No matter what becomes of the world, it'll always be plagued by people like him.
Yeah, took in the mother because of greed. Ooh, you know what? I'll do that.
I'm getting the hang of this.
Deirdre, huh? I've always wanted to go there. In Fargus, most of the towns are pretty much glorified fortresses. So, to hear about a place called the Aquatic Capital, it just sounds so elegant. When the war's over, I hope I can visit with everyone there.
That's actually a good plan. Oh, I just realized for once Raphael is not just hiding here in the dining hall.
A hungry hero is no better than a well-fed soldier. Do you know that saying? No? That's because I just made it up. If you're hungry, you're never going to be at full strength. Keep your belly full and stay strong.
Good advice.
Claude, eh? He always was sharp among his peers. Never let himself get caught up in conventions. He wasn't typical in Fodlan. I'd like to save him if we can.
Oh, we will. We'll make it in time.
I know. And I'm sure he's already calculated exactly when that will be.
That's actually quite interesting and probably right. Now, no one over there. Just had to have a quick look for any items, as always. And someone is always sitting here at the dock.
I am being told you can see the sea from Deirdre. Not just see, that it is right there in front of you. In Bridget, the sea has great closeness. I would be looking at it every day. But in Garreg Mach, we cannot look at the sea. So I am feeling drawn to Deirdre.
The ocean is terror-frightening.
That is true. The ghosts of the sea have vengeance in their hearts. If they are wanting to take you, you cannot be saved.
You know, there is truth to that. Oh yes, today's a special fishing day. Almost forgotten that. Ooh, a flower crown. And for once there's nothing... Oh, yes, item. Yes, harvest. Now... all pale blue. Yeah, there's certain items there that you want to make sure you get, because for flowers, because they give you at least 1 point in stat up.
Claude. Which one was he again? Oh, right. Yeah, of course I remember him. It's just, I can't picture his face. Don't remember what he looks like. I'm not sure if I ever knew.
Well, you were always in your room. That's kind of Bernie's issue with her fear. Always hiding away in her room.
Right.
So war finally comes to the Alliance territories. I don't mean that there's never been fighting on Alliance soil, of course. There have been countless skirmishes between neighboring lords, as well as conflicts with Almyra. But this is an invasion by an army of the Empire. It's a whole different animal. I don't want to see my family get dragged into this. I hope we can drive back the Empire.
Well, we all have a good shot at doing that.
Professor!
The very same night we liberated the capital, a messenger arrived from Deirdre. Claude must have predicted that we'd retake it.
Definitely.
Claude's a hard person to read. It's up.
Oops. Nice thing is I can just
Claude's
go like
a hard
this.
person to read. It's obvious not much escapes his eye, though. Kind of unsettling, honestly.
Yeah, that's the good
Claude's
thing.
up
I
the
could
top.
still keep that comment in there. Even though I accidentally skipped it. Okay. So our next support.
I'm so sorry for always taking up your time, Professor Hanneman.
Nonsense. I told you to come to me anytime you needed help. Nothing to be sorry about at all. So, what can I help you with today, Miss Annette?
Oh, nothing in particular.
Perhaps not related to your studies, but I sense something else troubles you.
You see right through me, Professor Hanneman. Okay, here goes. The truth is, I've been wondering what I'll do when the war finally comes to an end.
A lot of people wonder that.
Gilbert had a long career as a knight. I imagine he would smile on his daughter following his lead. Your marks at both the School of Sorcery and the Military Academy were exceptional.
But truthfully, he really doesn't want his daughter following him into all that bloodshed.
You have many, many options. The only trouble I see for you is in picking which one to chase.
Yep.
You've hit the nail on the head. There's so much I want to do. I feel completely lost.
Do a different thing every year.
Lost, It seems to me that you're just lacking in decisiveness.
You think so?
For example, I've already been considering my own future once this war ends at last. I think I might leave Garreg Mach. I've spent a great deal of time researching crests, both in the Empire and at the monastery.
And the knowledge you have gained for it is quite a lot, Hanneman.
Fodlan is large, with much to see and learn. It would be a shame to spend all my years in too few places.
And as you travel, you can probably find more interest in things in the different crests you can find.
But where will you go?
That's the question, isn't it? I've considered the School of Sorcery in Fhirdiad.
They'd probably welcome him as a teacher for a bit.
It would be good to get a new viewpoint on crest research. There are certainly discoveries to be made.
Well, you're already pretty much the top in the entirety of Fodlan for crest research.
However, new places are daunting. Yet, I'd have no complaints if I had a former student as an apprentice.
That would probably be Linhart.
Say, a former student who is brimming with curiosity, talented at magic, and as tidy as myself.
Well, Hanneman sees Annette as another good one to take with him as an apprentice.
Do you?
I was merely expressing a possibility. It all depends on your own feelings and interests.
I have considered that it might be nice to be a professor like you. But I'm such a scatterbrain, and I make mistakes all the time, so I'm not confident I can manage.
Those are but minor side notes compared to your wonderful qualities, Miss Annette. You are serious in your studies and possessing of excellent character. You surpass even myself.
Do you really think so? Maybe I can do it after all.
Confidence is great.
I feel you could. Yes, you could accompany me to Fhirdiad. I think that would be most splendid, don't you?
And as the bonus, she can still help Dimitri, and she can spend time with her father.
I feel like, with your guidance, I could excel anywhere.
First, though, we must put an end to this war. The future cannot begin until we achieve victory.
That's true. I'm gonna try my hardest to make sure that happens.
I know you will, Miss Annette. You have my full support.
Now that one's actually pretty nice. So let's go to the training grounds. teleport. And Gilbert's done, so I got those guys out of the way. And it's time to move on to the next one. So this is Zach of SomeDudePlays.com, everyone. And please remember, if you've liked the video, please help the channel by interacting, by liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting. Visiting SomeDudePlays.com, turn on notifications, and remember, we are all legends, so have a great day, everyone.